Ever feel like your mind is spinning out of control? Thoughts racing, emotions surging, and calm always out of reach? In a world that bombards you with noise, pressure, and endless demands, real peace isn't a luxury. It's a skill you have to build if you want to survive and thrive. That's where Stoicism steps in. This isn't a philosophy for monks on mountaintops. Stoicism was born for people like us, those who face daily pressures, disappointments, and uncertainty, but still choose clarity over chaos. Marcus Aurelius didn't let emotion rule Rome. He ruled himself first through discipline and clear thinking. Today, the lessons of Marcus and the wisdom of the Stoic masters can help you reclaim your mind and calm your emotions, no matter what the world throws at you. In this video, you'll discover 7 Stoic keys, practical tools you can use in every conversation, every decision, and every storm that shakes your peace. These aren't just lofty ideas. They're battle-tested habits you can put to work in real life. Be ready. These lessons will challenge you, demand effort, and if you stick with them, the last one may unlock a breakthrough you never saw coming. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy Daily, where your story matters. Share your biggest struggle or your breakthrough below. Every comment you leave is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel. It's a circle of strength. If you're ready to build real calm from the inside out, type, "I train my mind every day" in the comments, and let's begin. 1. Simplicity is strength. How much weight are you carrying that was never yours to begin with? Most people wake up already exhausted, not from the day ahead, but from dragging yesterday's baggage. The grudges, the deadlines, the silent expectations, and that endless scroll of shoulds and musts. It's rarely the world itself that wears us down. It's the layers of possessions, promises, and pointless noise we refuse to put down. Every new thing you add becomes another link in the chain. Like a traveler lost in a dense forest, burdened by a backpack full of stones, each unnecessary commitment and outdated expectation is a stone that drains your strength. The heavier your pack, the more every step steals your breath. Epictetus warned, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Yet in chasing more comfort, more approval, more distractions, we quietly trade our peace for clutter. Most of us aren't truly living. We're managing overload, suffocating our own focus and spirit beneath mountains of things and obligations that no longer serve us. Imagine running with ropes tangled around your legs. Every old grudge, every useless possession, every dead-end commitment is a knot keeping you stuck. But simplicity is rebellion. It is the moment you finally say, "Enough." You cut the weight, set down the glass you've been holding at arm's length for too long, and reclaim the power, freedom, and clarity you thought you'd lost. The world shouts for more, but you learn to answer with less. The less you carry, the lighter and sharper you become. This isn't about living like a monk. It's about cutting the noise, clearing out the stuff, the toxic commitments, the endless worries that clutter your mind and fracture your attention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simplicity isn't deprivation. It is precision, making each action, each word, each thought count. Think of a sculptor chiseling away all that isn't the statue. Simplicity is carving away the excess until your purpose stands clear. Try this. Tomorrow morning, ask yourself, what can I remove? Not just from your space, but from your calendar, your inbox, and your self-talk. Start small. Unsubscribe from a useless email. Declutter a drawer. Say no to commitments that drain you. Pause before you react to drama. When anxiety or comparison spirals, ask, "Is this mine to control?" If not, let it go. Notice how every act of subtraction sharpens your focus and lightens your mood. At first, Your mind may crave the old clutter for comfort, but with each letting go, you find new air in your lungs and a sense of ground under your feet. Over time, a simple life becomes the soil in which strength, presence, and genuine purpose finally flourish. At Stoic Daily, we believe the less you carry, the further you go. Drop "Simplicity is strength" in the comments. What will you subtract from your life today? 2. Unshakeable. Calm is your secret power. Picture yourself in the heart of a violent storm. Wind tears at you, thunder shakes the ground, chaos rages all around. But there you stand, unshaken. Calm isn't pretending the storm isn't real. It refuses to let it inside you. The Stoics knew true strength isn't loud, it is still. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Anyone can panic when provoked, anyone can spiral when life turns cruel. But calm is a rare discipline, a practiced edge that lets you face insults, setbacks, and betrayal without allowing your mind to fracture. It is like being a mountain in a landscape battered by wind, unmoving and quietly shaping the world simply by being. Most of the damage we suffer comes not from the event itself, but from our reaction to it. The world throws a stone. We choose whether to build with it or let it break us. Stillness isn't weakness, it is mastery. The Stoic mind wastes no energy on what cannot be changed. Imagine a river in flood. Most get swept away, but the calm person is the deep current beneath, steady and guiding the flow. When everyone else is carried away by emotion, the quiet person becomes the center of gravity in the room. Authority is not about volume, it is about presence. Picture a Roman general after an ambush, not raging or panicking, but gathering his men, speaking with clarity, and moving forward without blame. That is Stoic leadership. Built on the discipline of the pause, this is the space between stimulus and response. Most people live in a state of reflex, panicking at a message, freezing in the face of a challenge, or lashing out in an argument. But your calm is the shield that absorbs the first blow, the buffer that stops chaos from becoming contagion. Train your mind to stop, breathe, observe, and respond only after doing so. Every pause is a chance to build authority, both over yourself and in the eyes of others. Over time, each practiced pause becomes a silent vote for clarity over chaos, and people begin to look to you for direction. Try this. The next time you feel provoked by an argument, disappointment, or insult, catch the urge to react. Pause, breathe, let the wave pass. Ask, will my reaction solve this, or just deepen the chaos? What if your silence could command more respect than your anger ever could? Notice how your calm shifts the room. Over time, triggers lose their power, like waves breaking against stone and falling harmlessly away. Calm becomes not a mask, but your baseline, warm, present, quietly unbreakable. When the world storms, you become the eye. That is the strength you bring. At Stoic Daily, we believe calm isn't passive, it is preparation. Drop "calm is my power" in the comments. When did you last turn chaos into clarity just by refusing to be moved? 3. Let your actions be your voice. In a world addicted to announcements, where everyone is talking, posting, and promising, the Stoic walks another path. Don't just talk about who you will become. Build it quietly with discipline. Marcus Aurelius put it plain. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That is not just advice, it is a command. Words come easily. Actions are proof. There is a subtle comfort in declaring what you will do. Every promise brings a momentary high, as if the world's applause is already in your pocket. But that is the trap. Talking can feel like progress, yet it becomes a substitute for honest effort. Your goals turn into fantasies, repeated until you almost believe them. Like seeds scattered on stone, Words alone never take root. The more you seek applause for your intentions, the less energy you have left for action. The world loves grand declarations. I will start this. I will change that. But as the noise rises, actual progress fades. The Stoic does not need an audience. He lets his results speak for him. He works in silence, fueled by purpose, not validation. Picture a blacksmith in a dim forge. No one sees the hours at the anvil, the burns, the sweat, the failures. But when the sword is finished, strong and bright, it needs no introduction. The work commands respect on its own. That is the mindset to pursue. Focused effort for the integrity of your soul, not applause. When you show up for yourself instead of the crowd, you become a force, unmoved by likes or doubts, grounded in real discipline. Here is the shift. The moment you chase attention, you lose your center. Mastery turns into performance. Each time you announce instead of act, your ambitions float higher but drift farther from reality, like kites without strings. But when you do the work for its own sake, for the clarity and strength it gives you, you build quiet power, the kind people trust without fanfare. Your results speak, closing the gap between what you dream and what you create, one repetition at a time. Try this. For 1 week, talk less about what you want and spend that energy doing it. Each day, record a silent victory, a workout finished, a hard truth told, a task completed when nobody was watching. Notice how your self-respect grows in the quiet. Ask, if no one could see or praise this, would I still do it? Over time, absolute confidence is not loud, it is steady. That certainty makes your presence felt, even in silence. At Stoic Daily, we believe action is the only message that endures. Drop, I let my results speak in the comments. What is one silent victory you will claim this week? 4. Every obstacle is your training ground. No one walks through life untouched by hardship. But the Stoic sees every obstacle not as punishment, but as a test, a chance to build strength where weakness once lived. Marcus Aurelius put it, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every setback is not just a roadblock, it's an opportunity. It is the gym where your character gets trained. The difference is simple. Most people hit a wall and freeze, blaming fate or giving up. But the Stoic pauses just long enough to ask, what is this here to teach me? That single question becomes the chisel that turns a slab of frustration into a sculpted lesson. At first, pain feels like a heavy fog, blinding and overwhelming. But when you lean in, the fog clears. You start to see pressure points not as punishment, but as mirrors revealing where you are soft and where you can become stronger. Picture every setback as resistance in a gym. You curse the weight at first, but with every rep, your strength grows. Seneca said it best. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Each challenge, every unexpected blow, is an invitation to adapt, to become more resourceful, and to sharpen your discipline. Pressure is the whetstone that grinds down old habits and assumptions. Think of a runner who trains for months only to get injured. Most would quit, angry at fate, but the Stoic treats the injury as a new training ground, a place to build patience, humility, and the discipline to rebuild. Even daily headaches, traffic, tough conversations, and plans derailed can become mini marathons for your mind. The lesson is simple. Life is not punishing you. It is preparing you. It is a cycle. Adversity arrives, emotions flare, anger, fear, frustration. But when you pause and look deeper, you spot the lesson beneath the sting. As you practice this cycle, you become less reactive, less likely to collapse at the next hit. The obstacle is not a dead end. It is the path itself, a long, winding road, where each bruise is proof you kept moving. Try this. Next time something goes wrong, a plan fails, or life blindsides you, pause to reflect. Ask, what skill is this moment trying to build in me? Write it down. Treat every tough day as a training session. Notice how this shift turns resentment into curiosity and fear into quiet confidence. Over time, you stop wishing for an easy life and start building a mind that thrives in storms. At Stoic Daily, we believe pain is just another form of progress if you are willing to learn. Drop "I train in the storm" in the comments. What lesson did your last setback teach you? 5. Guard your energy. Refuse the noise. The world is a marketplace of chaos, forever tempting you to spend your focus on every insult, rumor, and storm that is not yours. The Stoic knows the real threat is not just hard work, it is the constant drain of pointless battles. Most people lose their strength not through effort, but by being drawn into drama that leaves them feeling empty. Marcus Aurelius warned us, "Do not be disturbed by what is outside your control, and do not let yourself be shaken by noise that never truly concerns you." Every distraction, every gossip, every urgent but meaningless crisis is like a merchant in the market shouting for your attention. Give away a piece of yourself to every voice, and you become like a person trying to carry water in their hands. No matter how fast you move, you always end up empty. If you react to every voice, you lose direction, trading your peace for chaos. Picture yourself walking through that marketplace. Insults hurled, shiny distractions everywhere, crowds arguing over nothing. The wise keep moving, not because they are cold, but because they are clear. They save their strength for battles that actually matter. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Most exhaustion is not from climbing mountains, but from letting every pebble in your shoes slow you down. The Stoic practices the art of deliberate attention, always asking, does this need my energy? Is this my responsibility? Will this make me wiser or just more tired? Every moment spent on drama is another stone in a backpack you never needed to carry. If the answer is no, let it go. Try this. Next time you are tempted to jump into an argument, react to gossip, or defend yourself in a drama that is not yours, pause. See yourself at a crossroads. One path leads deeper into noise, the other leads you quietly onward. Ask, will this matter in 5 years? Is this my burden to carry? Notice how each time you step away, your mind gets quieter, your focus sharper, your peace more untouchable. Walking away is not a weakness, it is wisdom. Stillness is strength. The freedom to choose your battles is the first proof that you are living on your own terms. At Stoic Daily, we believe peace is priceless and attention is sacred. Drop "I guard my peace" in the comments. What chaos will you refuse this week? 6. Live by your values, not their voices. There is a quiet freedom few ever taste. It is not built on applause or status. It is the peace you earn when you stop letting other people's opinions steer your life. The Stoics called this true power. As long as you need the crowd's approval, you are a prisoner to their moods. Epictetus put it plain, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Growth demands breaking from the crowd, even if it means walking alone. Most people drift through a hall of mirrors, each mirror reflecting a different face, a different expectation, a voice that is not truly theirs. The more you let outside voices shape your choices, the blurrier your reflection becomes. Social pressure is like a river current. If you do not plant your feet, you are swept away. So you filter yourself, shrink your dreams, and trade authenticity for safety, all to avoid the sting of empty opinion. But feedback and judgment are not the same. The wise listen for truth, the kind of feedback that helps them grow, but they know when to let hollow noise pass by. Please think of the musician who keeps rewriting his song after every critic's review. Too loud, too soft, too bold, too dull. By trying to please everyone, the melody vanishes. The lyrics are lost, and nothing real remains. He spends his talent chasing applause, only to discover the crowd is never satisfied, and now neither is he. The lesson is simple. If you live for everyone else, you lose yourself and still get judged. True courage is not loud defiance, but quiet persistence, standing in your truth, even as the world shouts for you to change. The Stoic knows opinions are just noise. They are not facts, not fate, and not your compass. Seneca wrote, "Seek not the good in external things. Seek it in yourselves." Approval is borrowed, alignment is earned. Imagine ending each day not with, "Was I liked?" but with, "Was I real?" Try this. The next time you hesitate for fear of judgment, pause and ask, "Does this choice reflect my values or just my need to please?" Picture yourself as a lighthouse in the storm, steadfast and unmoved, lighting your own way for others who wander. Every decision for alignment, not applause, is a brick in your foundation. Let others talk. Let them misunderstand. Their opinions do not pay your bills or live with your regrets. You do. At Stoic Daily, we believe the only life worth living is the one true to you. Drop "I live my values" in the comments. When did you last act for yourself, not for their approval? 7. Keep going, even when it hurts. Life never promised you a smooth road. The Stoics never promised ease. They taught that hardship is not a detour, it is the road itself. Every obstacle is not your enemy, but the raw material for your strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset turns setbacks into stepping stones and slow progress into profound transformation. Persistence is not blind effort. It is recognizing the rhythm. Challenge rises, resolve is tested, you fall, you rise, and with every round, you forge deeper self-trust. Vision is what keeps you moving, that quiet decision to put one foot forward when everything in you wants to quit. Anyone can be strong when it is easy. A Stoic finds meaning in struggle, not because pain is noble, but because every challenge forges real resilience. Every person you admire, everyone who has built something lasting, has failed, doubted, and almost quit. But they remembered their why. When you anchor in your reason and mission, you outlast anything that tries to break you. Maybe you are tired. Perhaps you have been rejected. Progress may feel invisible. That is not a weakness. That is life, testing your resolve. The Stoics would say, "Good, let it test you." Every time you rise again, every refusal to retreat, you build solidity and become trustworthy to yourself. The cycle repeats: struggle, endurance, self-trust. Progress is rarely dramatic. Most days, it looks like getting up one more time. But if you are still moving, you are still becoming. And the becoming matters more than any finish line. Picture the marathoner training through pain, rain, and mental fatigue, not for applause, but for every moment they refuse to give up. Stoic persistence is not about conquering mountains in a day. It is about one more step, then another. If you slip, stand up again. Quitting is the only end. Each time you persist, you are teaching your mind a new standard. I can be trusted to endure. Try this. The next time you feel like quitting, pause and ask, why did I start? What would I regret if I stopped here? Treat each tough day as a training rep. Motivation will fade, but purpose remains. With every repetition, your self-trust grows thicker, your resilience deeper. You do not need to look strong. You build real strength in those quiet moments you refuse to quit, especially when no one sees you. Over time, effort compounds. Grit outlasts talent and luck. Look back, and you will realize what truly changed you was not the achievement, but the journey, the cycle, and every moment you chose to hold on. At Stoic Daily, we believe becoming unshakable is built on small acts of endurance. Drop "I keep going" in the comments. What is one moment you pushed through when you almost stopped? Walk forward, no matter the storm. The deepest strength you will ever own is self-trust. The quiet certainty that when life gets rough, you do not fold, you do not run, you do not betray your mission. You adapt, you endure. That is a strength no one can take from you, forged one tough step at a time, in silence and in struggle. No matter where you stand, close to the finish line, or still halfway up the mountain, do not quit. Progress is not always loud or fast, but every effort compounds. Every small win builds your foundation. Grit will carry you long after talent and luck fade. And one day, when you look back, it will not be the trophies that matter most. It will be the resilience and the character you built with every climb, every comeback, every time you kept going when giving up was easier. This is what it means to walk the Stoic path. You do not just chase a finish line. You become the person who keeps moving no matter the storm, because you know your direction and hold to your purpose. True strength is clarity of intent, guided by reason, and lived with steady, quiet discipline. What you give your energy to, your wisdom, your presence, your silent effort, is what truly endures. If this lesson brought you even a moment of calm, please subscribe and join us on this journey. Drop stillness within in the comments and share how you keep moving, even on the hard days. This is Stoic Philosophy Daily. This is your circle of strength. No matter the weather, keep walking. If you're seeking more, discover the full path on my channel, Stoic Philosophy Daily.